stand here if that's alright. Let's just click up. Cool. Thank you.
Get some extra time.
Awesome.
Start it again.
Thanks, guys. Alright. Cool. So I'm here to tell you about my partner, Phoebe. Phoebe was a social work master's student, and Phoebe became really disengaged and disinterested in her studies because there were absolutely no practical experiences for her to help gain future employment. So essentially, Phoebe spent 6 to 9 months of really grueling, disappointing time just trying to find this right opportunity for her. Fortunately, it came up, but it was way too long. And this is the same experiences that we've spoken to with 3,700 students across my PhD in educational psychology. Essentially, what we're finding is this is such a common kind of problem for students. And essentially, we're saying that students are feeling really frustrated because of limited emphasis on applied learning and uncertainty about their future work. What are universities doing now? So we've got internships and placements and student faculty competitions. But a lot of these things are limited. Sometimes they're really long-term projects that students just don't have the time for, or overburdensome. Other times there's high barriers to entry, resume screening, interviews, these kind of things that corporations really don't have the resources to put into it. Often there's high costs for schools and faculties, and students just generally struggle to seek out the opportunities. So what we're suggesting is a marketplace where companies, startups, and non-for-profits can pose business challenges and social challenges for students to opt into, essentially leading to meaningful, practical, and enjoyable work. So this is kind of what it's looking like as a prototype. Essentially, we're going to place these projects on the screen on a website that we've developed, and the students are going to opt into this project or that project based on the requirements that the corporation set. We want this number of first year students, this number of subsequent year students, the time, and we're trying to keep these fairly short, so up to kind of an 8-week thing, to not overburden students, but to still make it really valuable. And then also our system has embedded checklist items and that kind of thing. In terms of benefits for students, well, I've just described these. In terms of for the universities, we really think it's going to help with rankings for future job employment opportunities and the employment rankings, industry linkages, and also work on community and social projects. And for companies, it's essentially talent acquisition and helping find the right people for these social projects. The university is the customer for this. That's where the money's going to be coming from. And we've got a whole list of reasons why universities would want to help out with this. In terms of better engagement, motivation, rankings. It helps with these kind of grand challenges, which are so important for you in a studying 2025 strategy. In terms of the validation, we have buy-in from a Pro-Vice Chancellor within an Australian university. We also have mentors throughout the weekend who have expressed support, CBA Youth Law Australia. In terms of our revenue, we've basically got $18,500 across monthly, $30,000 for MVP, and this is the next step. I'd like to invite you guys for comments and questions. Thank you. To different marketplaces. It will be, this is where we can go for future practical experiences and then hopefully lead to job employment opportunities.
It's a good idea to start to get everything into one place for students. I was wondering if you'd thought about how this works from a legal perspective. Like, so if UNSW is putting its badge on this, then we have a responsibility for our students. So is there a way that we vet these companies or startups and check them out?
Right, so do you guys want to take this, or should I? I feel that, obviously that's going to be one of the initial, things that we're going to have to get through, and it's feasible in terms of, it will require communication, it will require networking, but we hope that it will be a really pleasant experience for our corporations and for our customers, and for our students who will come back. So once we get these corporations in place, which will sure require some work, then, moving forward, it should be a smoother transition. The other thing I should really quickly say is that, we can use filtering, which is rare for the current systems. So, students will be able to go, okay, I want to experience like this, whereas currently the systems don't necessarily allow that. Corporations can also look for students from specific disciplines or faculties.
Great. I've just got one really quick one. If you could explain your unique advantage in just one sentence or a couple of words, what would it be?
Sure. You guys take this?
Ooh, good on me. giving students flexible working experience. And I just want to also emphasize that I think a lot of this shows the project side of it, but I'm also thinking of short-term stuff, such as this hackathon. This hackathon would also be on the marketplace. And that's only 2.5 days, right? And then other things such as, there was one mentor that mentioned law students taking like minutes or something for a corporation. Just like small things that you would be expected to do outside of the workplace.
I think the advantage we have as a team, this guy's run an education startup. I've got a PhD coming in educational psychology. And you've
I'm a graduate, so I made that transition from student to graduate. Yay!
Excellent, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Up next, we have Team Bud.